Hi, Year 9, here is your third lesson this week on Lord of the Flies. So we have now read and studied the novel. The last thing that we have to do today is an assessment. So today your knowledge goal is to complete a knowledge-based quiz of Lord of the Flies. Okay, so by the end of the lesson you will be able to judge based on the results how much of the book, how much knowledge of the book and the characters and the events and the themes you have managed to remember. So normally when we finish studying a novel we would do a GCSE style essay, and I've decided with the other English teachers that it would be unfair to try and expect you to do this at home, because we wouldn't be able to give you the proper sort of one-to-one teaching and support that we would do normally. So instead we're going to do a knowledge-based quiz that should hopefully be really nice and straightforward. And what this quiz will do is it will demonstrate the knowledge that you've been able to retain and remember on the characters and the events and some of the key things. So there's two ways that you can access this quiz. I will send you a link, and your class teacher will send you a link to the quiz because it's online. So that will be in the email that you would have received. All you need to do is click on the link to the quiz and that will pop up. Now, if for whatever reason this doesn't work, let your class teacher know, and we can always give you like a Word document version of the quiz instead. But hopefully you should just be able to click on the link and it should bring the quiz up online. So there are 25 questions on the quiz. The questions either ask you to select from a multiple choice option, or some questions ask you to type in, say, a name or something. Now remember, you can take your time completing the quiz. There's no rush. Some of this we remembered we did quite a long time ago, so don't be afraid to actually spend some time and really try and think back. So when you complete the test, if you've done it online, it will give you a score out of 100. So it takes whatever mark you got out of 25 and equates that to a score out of 100, and it brings up a little certificate on the screen. Now you can either print screen or somehow copy and paste the certificate, or you can just write down what score you got out of 100, and I'd like you to email, please, your class teacher with the score or a copy of the certificate that you got in the quiz. Okay, so it's really important that you email us the score that you achieved in the quiz. Now, if your score is lower than you would have hoped, remember that these are very unusual circumstances, that you've done a good chunk of this novel at home, so don't beat yourself up if your score isn't as high as you might have wanted it to be. Okay, so you can pause this now and get that done, but if you've got any problems accessing the quiz, please let your class teacher know. So you will already know by now that your year group is essentially being promoted to year 10 early. So in your option subjects, you would have already begun this week to start thinking about your GCSE course. Now that's also going to happen in your core subjects if you haven't already been focusing on GCSE work. So that means that what we're going to be doing in English from next week is we're going to begin studying one of our set texts for your literature GCSE, which is a play called In Spectacles. Now you will be sent a copy of it on Word, a Microsoft Word document, which has a copy of the play, so you can read it on the screen. But if you are able to, it would be great if you could order from Amazon or from wherever a copy, your own copy of In Spectacles. We would have asked you to do this next year anyway. Doesn't matter what edition it is. We don't ask you to buy a particular copy, just any copy that you're able to lay your hands on. But if you aren't able to buy a copy, you'll have a Word document that will have the play on there. So, as you know, on our little timetable, Thursdays is an opportunity for you to actually do some independent work. So you won't have a video lesson tomorrow. Instead, I'll be expecting you to do this. So what I'd like you to do is research who J.B. Priestley was. So who was J.B. Priestley who wrote In Spectacles? and what were his social beliefs. And I'd like you to revise the differences between capitalism, communism and socialism. Now, some of you may have studied some of these things before, but if not, use Google and try and write a brief definition about what we mean by capitalism, communism and socialism. So what I'd like you to do is put that research about Priestley and your summaries of capitalism, communism and socialism, put those into a paragraph. Okay, now some of you might find the second task, looking at capitalism, communism and socialism, a little bit difficult. These are very, very complicated ideas. If you find that too difficult, just do me a paragraph of research on J.B. Priestley. Okay, we'll be going through capitalism, communism and socialism next week when we start looking at the context of Hidden Spectacles. Okay, so you should have completed your knowledge-based quiz, and you should now email your class teacher what score you got out of 100, and then tomorrow you should be doing these research tasks, and then please email the results of your research to your teachers tomorrow. Okay, any questions, as always, let us know. Okay, goodbye for now.